TensorFlow is a free and open-source software library for machine learning and artificial intelligence. It's used by scientists, researchers, and developers around the world to create and train neural networks. To get started, you'll need to install TensorFlow on your computer. This process is relatively straightforward, but it does require some basic knowledge of computer programming. You'll also need to install Python, which is the programming language that TensorFlow is built on, and a few other dependencies like NumPy and SciPy. A tensor is a multidimensional array of numbers, and it's the fundamental building block of TensorFlow. You can think of a tensor as a sort of high-dimensional spreadsheet filled with numbers. Operations, on the other hand, are functions that take one or more tensors as input and produce one or more tensors as output. By chaining together operations, you can create complex computations with tensors. A neural network is a type of machine learning model that's inspired by the human brain. It's composed of layers of neurons or nodes that are connected by weights or edges. To create a neural network in TensorFlow, you'll need to define the structure of the model, including the number of layers, the number of nodes in each layer, and the activation functions for each node. Training a model is the process of adjusting its weights and biases to minimize the difference between its predictions and the true values. This is done by feeding the model a set of training data, calculating the model's predictions, comparing those predictions to the true values, and then updating the weights and biases based on the difference. Once the model is trained, evaluate its performance. This involves using a separate set of data, called the validation data, to test how well the model generalizes to new unseen data. The performance of the model is typically measured using a metric like accuracy, precision recall, or F1 score. F1. Finally, deploy the model in a simple application. This could be anything from a web app that predicts whether a user's tweet is positive or negative, to a mobile app that recognizes handwritten digits. The possibilities are endless. So, there you have it. 6 steps to using TensorFlow in less than a week. From installing TensorFlow and its dependencies, learning the basics of tensors and operations, creating a simple neural network model, training the model using sampled data, evaluating the model's performance, and deploying the model in a simple application. With a bit of persistence and patience, you'll be well on your way to mastering TensorFlow in no time.